Because you are so beautiful that I would date you even if you were my own daughter.
What? What's that? That's not what you say, bro! In love with my kidnapper.
My dad was a cruel businessman who loved to torture his employees.
Okay.
His secretary once asked him if she could leave work earlier to pick up her sick daughter from school, but he responded, "Ha! Today you're gonna work overtime until midnight or you're fired."
I don't believe this. That's cap.
But go back to work, you lazy bum. Afterward, he thought it was funny to make me, his 8-year-old daughter, fire a pregnant woman. I'm sorry, but you can't work at this factory anymore. My dad says you have to find a new job.
No, it's crazy.
No, please. Just give me one more chance. I have kids to feed. It was disturbing, especially when police stormed our mansion one night. They arrested Dad for burning down the factory of his biggest competitor.
Who the fuck was your dad? He in Gotham or some shit? I see his mustache. He gotta be crazy. I think he had a mustache. His face looked like crazy.
Admit it. You set the fire. Ha! Listen to me, you turd. You have no evidence against me.
How do you know what happened here? You're not there. You're nowhere to be seen.
So let me go or I'll sue the hell out of you.
Oh.
He was also a cheater. He threw big parties at our house, invited beautiful models and made out with them right in front of my mom. I can't
That's
understand
tragic.
why she married a man
That's so
like
tragic.
him.
You don't understand why she married a man like that? You see the living situation? That's why. She chose the living situation over her emotional situation. That's what it is.
Dad was so hated that I needed security guards to pick me up from school.
That's so
But at
crazy.
age 15, I got rebellious and secretly walked on my own to a friend's house. That's when I was yanked into a van by 2 masked men.
Okay.
It happened so fast, I didn't even have time to scream. I'm sorry we gotta do this to you. Do you want some bottled water? It was strange, but I immediately felt safe.
My nigga, no, I don't want the water that someone just kidnapped me. I don't know what you put in that. What do you mean, do I want some water?
He took me to a basement room and said, "You wouldn't understand, but your dad has done something very bad to my family. Now we demand a $1 million ransom for your release."
What if he just says
Oh,
F
I
you?
do understand. I hate my dad. Really? Yes, he always hired the prettiest nannies for me just so he could sleep with them behind my mom's back.
That's so crazy. There's no way you are sitting kidnapped with a kidnapper talking about y'all disgust for your father. That's it. Okay.
Once I even caught them kissing in my bed. And last week he saw a wrinkle on my mom's face, so he screamed, "Get that fixed or I'll put you on the streets." Sometimes I wish he was just dead. The kidnapper took his mask off and said, "Huh, looks like we were in the same boat."
This nigga took his mask off. That literally makes no sense. I can't describe to y'all how much sense that doesn't make.
I'm Chris, by the way. I liked him.
What?
He was handsome and friendly. And when it got cold, I asked, "Can you lay next to me and warm me?" Was it weird that I had feelings for him? I cuddled into him and slept like a baby.
This nigga, he revealed his name, which is hopefully fake. Hopefully it's a fake name. He laid beside the person he kidnapped. Like, he can't strangle this man in his sleep. Okay, Chris, bro. Okay, Chris. Whatever you say, bro.
The next morning, he finally told me the story of why he hated my dad so much. He said, "Your dad wanted to buy my family's shop, but when we refused to sell it, he just burned it to the ground.
R.I.P.
Now my parents live in poverty all because of him." I'm so sorry. Well, the money drop is happening today. Once my buddy picks up the cash, he will call me and I can let you go. But Chris didn't get a call. Something's wrong. Yeah, I don't think my dad would pay money to get me back.
Exactly.
He probably
That's
caught your
crazy.
buddy and is milking him for a location right now. Damn it. What should we do then? Look,
Why are you
my dad
asking
doesn't
her?
like parting with his money. If you really want it, you're gonna have to steal it from him. I brought Chris to a hidden escape tunnel that led into my dad's mansion. Let's rob him together, 50-50.
Yo, plotting on your dad? I mean, I guess he's terrible, but damn. You 50-50 with him when your dad is crazy.
Deal? I knew Dad was hiding money under the wood pilings in the living room. But right when I pulled it out, my dog found us and started barking like crazy. Shh,
Okay.
it's me, be quiet. Then someone came into the room. It was Dad. I knew it. You only pretended to be kidnapped to get my money.
Oh.
That's not true. You ungrateful little brat. You disgust me. Good. I never want to be like you. You are evil and do nothing but destroy.
Ooh.
That's why no one loves you.
Ooh.
Then Chris body slammed him, gagged him, and tied him to a chair.
Goodbye, nigga.
My nigga Chris, you had, like, literally, you could have got away scot-free. You played yourself into a mean-ass lawsuit.
So we could escape with our loot. All in all,
Our
we got
loot.
300,000 US dollars. Chris gave his half to his family. I had other plans for mine and asked, Want to run away with me and start a new life? Instead of responding, he put his hand around my neck and pulled me in for a kiss. Afterward, we fled to a different country from where I called my mom.
What type of Netflix original is this, bro?
Hey, how are you? I'm okay, but Dad is looking for you. He already knows what city you're in.
Damn.
Oh no, I don't want to run all my life. Okay, honey, don't worry. Let Mom handle this. A week later...
Hold on, Mom. Damn. Okay, Mom, we see you. You got some nice earrings. Some real nice earrings.
She sent my dad's obituary. It said he died of alcohol poisoning. I was so relieved, even though my inheritance was paltry.
What the f? She just Georgia from Ginny and Georgia. Just Georgia the hell out of that man. That's insane.
It said he died of alcohol poisoning. I was so relieved, even though my inheritance was paltry.
What does
Dad
that mean?
wasn't as rich as he looked. In fact, he was heavily in debt.
Oh,
but I don't care because
wow.
now I have Chris.
Well, I mean, as long as she has Chris, right? My crazy school trip.
Ms. Lopez was easily the best-looking teacher at our school.
I see.
So sometimes I gave her compliments, like, Miss Lopez, you look stunning today.
Okay, weirdo.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot coming from a handsome boy like you. She gave me a kiss on my cheek,
Predator! Predator! Hey, hey, hey!
and my classmates were shocked. How could a teacher flirt so openly with her student? Well, for the school's Christmas party, Miss Lopez came dressed like
Christmas
a stripper
party?
Santa.
What do you mean Christmas party? School Christmas party? Y'all schools be throwing parties like that? Hold up, her skirt is not past fingertip length. That's too short, woman.
I'm not exaggerating. The principal even made her change her outfit because it was too short.
I knew it.
That's the kind of woman she was. But then I failed my Spanish exam and asked Miss Lopez if she would let me pass the course anyway.
What?
She responded, "Okay, let's make a deal. I
Uh-huh.
will give you a B+ on your report card if you give me a compliment that makes me blush."
What? Report her and I guarantee you they'll exempt the whole class.
Oh, well, that's easy, Miss Lopez, because you are so beautiful that I would date you even if you were my own daughter.
What? What's that? That's not what you say, bro. He on some Biggie type ish, bro. You look so good. I was sucking your daddy's. What are you talking about? This man just said, oh, he would openly have sex with his daughter if she looked good enough. That's what he just said.
I wondered if I had gone too far, but she bursted out laughing and said, "You little perv, you have such a dirty mind. But okay, I'll let you pass the course."
Wow.
Maybe we flirted too much, though, because rumors spread that Miss Lopez and I were having an affair.
Okay.
The guys thought it was cool and gave me props, but one girl couldn't take it. My annoying girlfriend, Whitney.
What? You're pressed on your girlfriend? Why you calling her annoying? Because I'm blown. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna just let the story play because this is ridiculous.
She completely freaked out when Miss Lopez told me, "I can't believe you haven't found a girlfriend yet. You are such a cutie."
I am his girlfriend, and now stop hitting on him, you shameless tramp.
They did her so dirty with that voice. They doing her like she's the one in the wrong too. This is insane.
What? He is dating you? What a shame. He could do so much better. If that wasn't mean enough, Miss Lopez asked me to stay for a private talk after class. Problem was that Whitney refused to leave my side. She said,
You are just a sad old lady who can't find a guy.
That's probably true.
That's why you're trying to steal my boyfriend away from me.
That's probably true.
"Oh, I can have any man I want.
Clearly
But
not.
your boyfriend and I have a special connection.
Fuck me! Fuck me!
I just can't get him out of my mind." As revenge, Whitney drew an unflattering
What?
caricature of her on the blackboard. When Miss Lopez saw it, she immediately said, "Whitney, did you draw that?"
Huh? Why? Does the drawing remind you of someone?
"Look, if you have a problem with my clothing style, just tell it to my face."
That's not a style. It's an embarrassment.
Ooh.
"Well, why don't we ask the guys? Hey, listen up. If you think I'm better dressed than Whitney,
Oh my
please raise
goodness.
your hand." All the boys sided with Miss Lopez.
This
and
story is so fucking stupid. This story is so damn dumb, bruh.
Whitney got so mad, I had to stop her from throwing her water bottle at her. And the following week, we went on a 3-day class trip. We wanted to do
where?
a canoe tour, so Miss Lopez split us up into teams of 2.
Oh
When I
no.
was left without a partner, she said, "Looks like we are together, my cutie."
No way. My boyfriend stays with me.
There you go.
Actually,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I would have broke up with him by now. This is ridiculous. This is crazy.
I am the teacher, and I get to decide.
Okay.
Whitney threw a huge tantrum, and Miss Lopez was forced to call her parents so they would pick her
That
up.
is nasty
But
as
first,
hell.
Whitney took me aside and said,
Promise me to stay away from that witch.
I can't. She's my teacher.
And I am your girlfriend, and you do what I tell you to do.
But, of course, I didn't. The canoe tour was awesome. Miss Lopez wore a hot sundress, and we had a nice chat. There's something wrong with your girlfriend.
I just find it crazy the vocal difference, the voice difference between his girlfriend and Miss Lopez. Why did they do his girlfriend so dirty?
Sundress, and we had a nice chat.
Saitama and Genos? Even Saitama's eyeing the teacher down. What the hell?
There's something wrong with your girlfriend. Yeah, she's kind of annoying. Have you ever dated a real woman?
What?
Not just a girl?
He's in high
I don't
school,
think
and of
so.
course he hasn't.
Not yet. Well, I think I can change that. What do you think? Can you put some sunscreen on my shoulders?
Is he at least a senior? I know it don't make things better. He's in high school regardless, but I don't know, bro. This is ridiculous, right?
Touching and massaging her skin felt so good. But we didn't go any further. Not even a little kiss. Only on
Good.
the last night of our trip, Miss Lopez came to my bed and whispered,
What?
I want you to act sick tomorrow morning, so we can stay here another night while everyone else drives home. She didn't have to ask
What about his
twice.
parents?
I pretended to have a bad stomachache, and then Miss Lopez came into the dorm saying, Oh, my poor baby.
What about
You
his
look awful.
parents?
You are not fit to go in the bus and drive home. But don't worry, I will take care of you.
His parents can get him.
It was perfect. Once everyone was gone, Ms. Lopez put her arms around me and kissed me on my mouth. We kept going for hours until I got a message from Whitney asking,
Why didn't you come back home? You were sick.
Why are you doing her voice like that, bro? Stop it. Whitney is not a bad guy.
Of course, I didn't respond. Ms. Lopez was more important than my girlfriend.
This is
But in the
mind-blowing.
evening, we went to a pub, and that's when Whitney stormed in.
How does she know where
She
you
threw
are?
Miss Lopez to the ground and screamed,
There you are, seducing teenagers. You should go to prison for the rest of your life.
Stop it, Whitney. I'm 18. Ms. Lopez and I can do whatever we want.
Okay, they are
Listen to your
seniors.
boyfriend. He likes me more than you. She leaned over and started kissing me again.
This
It was so good, but then Whitney pulled Ms. Lopez's
This is so terrible, bro. This is so terrible. This is insane, bro.
hair again, and they started fighting over me. It was a lot of fun to watch, but
He is not that good looking. He's not that smart. He don't have enough money on him for y'all to be doing that.
I had to separate them. Whitney, go home. I'm breaking up with you.
What?
You lost. Your boyfriend chose me because I'm way hotter than you. That's when Whitney started crying. I felt bad and wanted to give her a hug, but Ms. Lopez stepped between us and threw her beer all over Whitney. You get what you deserve, chica. Then Miss Lopez took me to her room and we made out until sunrise.
Yeah.
It was the best night of my life, even though I still felt guilty.
Uh-huh.
When I got back home, I immediately messaged Whitney. I'm sorry for how I treated you, and I hope I haven't hurt you too badly. She responded with photos of Ms. Lopez's car.
Are those 666s? No, that's crazy.
Hell nah.
The windows were smashed, and the whole car was covered in graffiti with nasty words on it. I guess women are just crazy when it comes to dating men.
Ain't no way he just pulled the women are crazy card. I mean, she was crazy for doing all of that, but why is he acting like he didn't do nothing? This is okay. In fact, she did deserve that. That was a grown woman.
I'll be your mommy.
I got my stepmom pregnant. Oh,
My dad's
Lord.
a total jerk and not even good looking. So how come he was able
Okay.
to marry Lexi, a stunning model who's been on the cover of Vogue and dated several famous football players?
Cause he's rich.
Well, we live in South America, and my dad made lots of money taking backhanders.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was a corrupt politician who was giving government contracts to whoever paid the biggest bribe. That's why we lived in an enormous mansion, even though his government salary was less than $50,000 per year. How do I know all this? Well, my dad told me. He even tried to recruit me. He said I'd make lots of money. But I refused and told him that millions of people were living in poverty because of corrupt politicians.
Lane! I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just kidding.
Politicians like him. Of course, he got angry and yelled at me to be grateful for everything he'd bought for me. I didn't care, though. And the real victim was Lexi anyway. After she got married to my dad, he treated her horribly.
Divorce.
He'd make her dress in revealing maid costumes and ordered her to cook for him or clean the
Divorce.
living room while he watched. He seemed to get a kick out of having power over her. Okay, maybe you think Lexi deserved.
You know, this isn't too uncommon nowadays. Some people like this type of stuff. We don't know if she likes it or not, but yeah.
I mean, she only married Dad for his money, but
True.
she always seemed so sad. One day, I found Lexi.
I'm pretty sure people don't like being abused no matter how much money they have. Maybe I'm tripping, but I don't know.
Lexi crying. I asked what was wrong, and she told me my dad had screamed at her for hours and said he'd kick her out if she annoyed him again.
Okay.
I said I was sorry for how my dad was treating her.
I mean, you get the money if you do a divorce, so if the money's really all you want, you could really hit them with a clean-ass divorce unless you signed a prenup.
But suddenly, she pushed me back, straddled me, and started kissing me all over.
What?
She whispered, "Show me how a real man treats a woman."
Ma'am, I am 14.
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
I should have walked away, but I was only 18. Having a gorgeous model come on to me was the best thing that had ever happened to me. As we were making out, I heard my dad walking towards the room. Lexi laughed and told me I had lipstick all over my face. I panicked and jumped behind the couch to hide. Dad came in and sat next to Lexi, saying, "I've got a business trip this weekend. There'll be plenty of security guards around to keep an eye on you, and they'll notify me if you try to go anywhere."
That's not what security guards are supposed to be there for. They're supposed to be keeping an eye on her to protect her, not to make sure she doesn't leave the house. She a zoo animal? What the hell?
I recommend you don't make another mistake.
Damn.
Now give me a kiss. Ugh, I wanted to throw up. Was my dad kissing the same woman I'd made out with 2 minutes earlier? Gross. But after he left, Lexi and I started kissing again. It was such a rush because I knew it was wrong, and I never even held a girl's hand before, and now I was making out with a supermodel. You'd have done the same if you were me.
Me personally? No. You know, I have morals and such. She doesn't want your money, kid. You should know better. If you knew better, you'd do better.
Of course, if my dad found out, he would kill us. But I couldn't keep my hands off Lexi. Our affair went on for months.
Damn!
Whenever Dad went out, Lexi and I hooked up. Even though she was older than me, we fell in love. I gave her the kindness and affection my dad wouldn't.
Love.
But then, Lexi fell pregnant.
Here it comes, buddy. You're all big and adult now. You're such a big bad adult, man. So you better deal with what you did, Nick. Like,
there was no doubt I was the father because it happened during one of my dad's business trips. Of course, we didn't tell my dad. He thought the baby was his. But after my daughter, Haley, was born, my dad became even more of an ass. He told Lexi she was fat and threatened to give Haley away if she continued screaming.
damn.
Even though she was just a baby. Lexi and I thought about running away, but we didn't have the money.
If you don't steal from your dad, or call the popo on your dad, then take his money that he has.
And my dad would have found us anyway. The only way we'd be free was if my dad died or went to jail. So, I came up with a plan. I told my dad I'd changed my mind about helping with his business deals. He was so happy. He said he'd never been prouder of me. Over the next few weeks, I went with him on business meetings with various companies.
Wow.
It was shocking how open they were about bribing my dad and how much money they were going to make. They wouldn't have been so open if they'd known that I'd planted hidden microphones in Dad's office. I was recording every word they said. After a few months,
Setting them up like crazy, man. W son, besides the fact, having sex with your father's wife and all, and getting her pregnant, that's not very much W behavior, even if your dad's an ass. W son, man. W son.
I had enough evidence to send my dad to prison for the rest of his life.
Wow.
But I had an even better idea. I decided to blackmail him. That was the hardest conversation of my life. I'll never forget my dad's face when I told him, "She's not your child." He said,
I feel like that was the dumbest thing to do. I feel like blackmailing him was the dumbest thing to do, but maybe I'm tripping. Why would you want him to stay free after all this you're about to tell him? I don't think the brain has a thought. I don't think the son has a thought process.
"What?" I said, "Haley, she's not yours. I got Lexi pregnant while you were away on a business trip.
How do you know that?
My dad laughed. That's the best joke I've heard in a while. But I just glared at him and said, Haley's mine. Lexi and I are leaving today and taking her with us.
What if Haley's not his, though? That would be hilarious.
We won't let our daughter grow up around a monster. That's when Dad realized I was telling the truth. He shoved me up against the wall and snarled, You think you can sleep with my wife and I'll just let you go?
That's what I was saying. I would be
I
beating
pushed
my
him
son's
back and
ass.
said, You treat your wife and my daughter like servants, and we're not putting up with it. I've got hours of recordings which prove you've been taking bribes. If something should happen to me or my family, one of my friends will send them to every single journalist in this country.
Your friend knows too? You probably only have like 2-3 friends. Your dad gonna get him knocked up real fast, real smooth like too. You done snitched on yourself. Look at this Negro, man. So sexy.
As well as the cops, and you'll go to prison for the rest of your life.
Is that Jesus? Did he just
well
turn
as
to
the
Jesus?
cops.
He gets sent to jail and
you'll
he
go
turns
to
into
prison for
Jesus?
the rest of your life. Dad's face went red. He was so angry, he punched a hole into the wall. But he knew he couldn't touch me.
He could.
An hour later, Lexi, Haley,
definitely
and I
could.
left my dad's house. We took his favorite car and $50,000 and moved into a hotel.
You only took 50 grand? He's this big, bad businessman, and you took 50 grand.
I thought we had plenty of money, but we didn't. Lexi was used to living in luxury, and she hated the cheap hotel we stayed in. After just 3 months, she'd spent all our money.
Yep.
She told me she couldn't survive like this, and said she'd find someone else if I couldn't give her everything she
Damn.
wanted. But how was I supposed to do that? I didn't have a job. I was barely
Look at
out
you.
of high school.
Look at you.
So, I went back to my dad and demanded $5 million. I knew he could afford it. He laughed in my face and said, Oh, I knew you were just like me. Didn't you say you wanted to earn your money legally?
Exactly.
He was right. Maybe I wasn't any better than him. But I didn't care. I couldn't lose Lexi.
This man literally did all that just to come running back to his dad because he's an absolute buffoon. Fell in love with a gold digger who he knew was a gold digger and was surprised when, oh wow, I'm not getting gold digger treatment, I'm gone. Oh, sorry. Let's use the I'm 18 excuse, I guess.
I said, I know you have the money. Give it to me. And my dad replied, I'll give it to you tomorrow at noon. But you'll have to promise me you'll never ask for money again. I said, deal. I promise. Wow, it had actually worked. Dad gave me the money, and I could buy everything Lexi wanted again. We moved to a better hotel, and we were happy for a while.
A while, you hear that?
But over the next few months,
Yep.
I began to see why Lexi had married my dad.
Yep.
She was incredibly shallow and only cared about money.
Oh wow.
Although she was still
So
the hottest
shocking.
woman I knew, we had nothing in common, and she refused to act like a proper mom. One day, we had a big fight. I told her she was dressing like a tramp, and I didn't want her going out with Haley looking like that.
I love your karma. It is so beautiful. Your karma is so fantastic. It's so lovely. It's sucking me right up, man.
She got really offended and said, Do you think it's fun staying in all the time with a little boy like you?
Yeah.
That night, I slept on the couch.
How
And
did
when I
you
woke
sleep
up,
on the couch?
The safe where we kept our money was gone, and
Yeah.
so was Lexi. I was left with Haley, but no money to take care
She
of
took
her.
the money and
I had
left
no
the kid.
choice but to go back to my dad
Oh my
to get
God.
more money. But when I went to see him, he said, You promised not to ask for more money. I said, I don't care. Lexi stole everything from me. Just give me $1 million.
How about you tell the police? Why did you have all your money in cash? Ain't no way you kept $5 million in cash. I guess you couldn't explain to the IRS how you got the money, huh? So you had to keep it in cash. Wow.
That'll be enough for me. This really is the last time I'll ask you for anything. He warned, this will have consequences. I didn't know what he meant, and I didn't care. He gave me the money, and I drove back to the hotel Haley and I lived in. But a few days later, when I went to Haley's kindergarten to pick her up, they told me her mom and grandfather had picked her up already. My blood ran cold. A few minutes later,
She
my
went
cell
back.
beeped with a text from my dad. It read, Come to my
She
house.
went back.
We need to talk. I didn't want to
It's
go,
not
but I
your
had to make
kid.
sure Haley was safe. When I arrived, Dad was holding my daughter in his lap. She was sleeping and well. He said, "So, my son, the tables have turned. I won't play your games anymore. Your daughter and Lexi will live far away from you. They'll be safe as long as you don't publish any of the recordings." I begged and pleaded.
I don't give a fuck if they safe or not. She left me. No, I'm going public. I would have been public.
"Don't take my daughter. I want to live with her. I'll give you back the $1 million if you'll just let me be with her." But my dad said, "You're lucky she's still alive. And since I'm feeling generous, I'll let you see your daughter once a year." I looked at my sleeping child. She was so beautiful. I wanted to hold her tight and never let go, but I knew I had no choice. So I went back to my hotel. I realized I had $1 million and almost every freedom in the world.
Yeah.
Life wasn't too bad, even though I missed Haley like crazy.
$1 million is gonna be going so quick, especially since you don't know how to make your own money. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, I have $1 million. It's so much, and it's gonna be gone so fast, and you're gonna be broke again. Cause you're a buffoon, an idiot, mentally deficient.
That's why, over the next few months, I apologized over and over to my dad, hoping he'd change his mind. But he wouldn't. Since I didn't see Haley very often, she barely knew who I was when I visited her once a year.
Damn.
I took lots of photos of her while we were together, but she always looked sad and never called me dad.
He really put up with this. He really chose to put up with this instead of putting the recordings out. You're so stupid. Oh my God, he's so dumb, it's pissing me off.
Seeing her like that broke my heart. She deserved better. I was desperate to do something.
Yeah?
But since I couldn't use the recordings I had, I didn't know what. The more I thought about it, the only solution I could think of was if my dad died.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying I planned his death. He was always surrounded by bodyguards, guys who'd been in the army.
Yeah, nah,
you're not
gonna get there now.
But one day, my dad was assassinated. Of course, it had nothing to do with me, but it solved all my problems.
It has nothing to do with you. Really, buddy? Sure. It has nothing to do with the man who wants his dad dead. No, absolutely not.
I got my daughter back and inherited all my dad's money. The only one who was left with nothing was Lexi. She came to see me and begged me to give her some money. I asked her, why should I give money to someone who stole from me? She replied, because your dad took all my money away from me, and I'm the mother of your child. Wow. In the end, we agreed I'd pay her a small allowance as long as Haley lived with me. I hate giving money to a selfish woman like her, but at least I have my daughter back.
Why the hell did he get the good ending? You don't deserve it. Okay, bro, this is so stupid.